As of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles don't look like champions. Champions do not lose 17-3 leads. Champions do not miss tackles. Champions do not drop the ball as much as the Eagles dropped the ball today. Champions do not commit as many penalties as the Eagles have committed. Champions do not let their star quarterback get slaughtered the way that he got slaughtered today. Champions don't give up 4th and 15s. Champions don't give up as many 4th downs as they allowed today. The Eagles right now, they've got some work to do, and we're going to get into it right now. Philly 500 is here. I am Adrian Fedku. I couldn't even get the intro out. I'm pissed. I'm snorting red emojis right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated too. That was a really frustrating game. It was a really frustrating loss, especially once you have the lead 23-20 in overtime. To give up three 4th down conversions, and then one was a penalty conversion, especially a 4th and 15. To me, that is inexcusable. It's inexcusable. That should never happen. And the Eagles, they really messed this up today. They lost a game that, in my opinion, at the end of the day, they should have won.
That 4th and 15 on Corey Graham, the piss poor awareness. Dude, I don't know if you thought you had an extra defender there near the sideline. I don't know what the hell you were doing. You had to have known that a deep out was coming. Like, come on. What are you doing? It's right there. It was right there. And you just let him go. Oh, they're in 4th and 15. You lose the game because of that. So Rodney McLeod's injury is already making an impact.
Yeah, that hurt us. That was the play. I mean, that was the play. And as we talked about pregame, the defensive line did not get enough pressure on Mariota, especially on some of those 4th down plays. And it killed us. I mean, I can't believe we lost this game the way we lost it. I thought we were going to come out with a tie when it was 3rd and goal. I really thought that we would come out a tie. And no, we lose the game. So this is a disappointing game. This is a game that bothers you deeply because you see the same mistakes happening every week. Yes. And you wonder where the fix is coming. When are they going to adjust? And that's what bothers me more than losing. I mean, look, you could survive an AFC loss. You can survive that early in the year. But, losing the way and making the same mistakes every week, that's what is so frustrating to me about the Eagles right now.
The Eagles won a Super Bowl last year because they were the best in the trenches.
Yeah. Right
now, they are not the best in the trenches. The way that offensive line looked today, despicable. Despicable. You got Carson Wentz coming off a torn ACL and the LCL, and your line's going out there looking like that. The stunts and the twists and the blitzes, none of it was picked up. Dean Pease was a step ahead of Doug Peterson all game in the offensive line. And then you're throwing it 50 times a game, too, on top of it. Run the ball, Doug.
50 throws. 50 throws. It's ridiculous. That's way too many times. And even the plays he got the ball off, he had pressure. He had guys right there. He rarely had clean pockets where he had time to throw. When he did, he threw it fine. But it was pressure every play. And when he lines up under center, you knew it was most likely going to be a play action. And every time they play action, right away the Titans were on it with a linebacker. Somebody was in to basically sack or hit Carson Wentz. Oh, every time. It's too predictable. They have to make some major adjustments, and they have to do it quick.
I don't know what the final numbers were on the hits and the hurries, but it was up there. 4 sacks and all allowed. And, this goes back to last year in that Super Bowl run. And what have I always talked about? I mean, with Nick Foles, he only got sacked twice the entire postseason run. And you're having Wentz get sacked 4 times this week, 5 times last week. The pressure has been consistent. I mean, last week some of it was Wentz not getting the ball out, but today it was not on Wentz at all. It was on the O-line. And Lane Johnson got beat by Landry. I mean, got whipped by Landry, a rookie. Just not a good performance at all. And you look at, this offense moving forward, it's not going to get cleaned up until this offensive line plays better. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and we talked about them running the ball when they ran the ball for all the holding penalties. But I gotta wonder, are they not running as much because you don't have Clement Ajayi has a bad back right now? I mean, are they doing it because they don't have the guys out there? I didn't see Josh Adams take a snap. I don't think the whole game. So I don't know. They got to figure this out, and they got to figure this out quick because Minnesota's coming, and Minnesota is desperate next week, and that's a must-win game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what, though. After this loss, I don't think they're going to lose to Minnesota. I don't think it's going to happen now.
I don't think so
But,
either.
but we'll see about it. We'll see. I have to think long and hard before I make that prediction.
I can't watch this game back tonight because it's too frustrating. Like I'll watch it back like Tuesday or Wednesday because I'm too. It makes me sick.
Yeah,
Watching this game. Just you're up 17-3. Mariota throws an interception before half, and he goes like 15 for 15, and just tears you up. And Jalen Mills was. I've been like not as hard as other people on him, but it is time for him to get moved.
Today was a different story. Today was a different story because in week 2 that deep shot was on Jenkins, and after that, like it wasn't like that bad. Last week it was okay. The 2 penalties were bad, but other than that, he was good. But today he was just wretched, and I think there's a confidence thing going right now. Because that's the thing with corners, man. If you get beaten, you start getting in a rut, you start getting in a hole, and you're just getting ragdolled. And the game plan for Tennessee was very simple: put Corey Davis on Jalen Mills, and
attack,
and then you got a defensive line that's just not pressuring right now. It's starting to get frustrating. It's like I see Marcus Mariota taking a half roll on a bootleg. Last year, that's a sack each and every time.
Yeah. And there's something, this defensive line is not getting pressure consistently. I know Brandon Graham didn't play in the preseason. He's coming back from injury. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know if it's because Jernigan's not there, but they are not getting pressure, and they got to step up their game. And Schwartz does not like the blitz. I think they should have blitzed more on Mariota today. I know some people don't like that, but I believe in the blitz. When you're not getting pressure with your front 4, sometimes you have to bring pressure. Tennessee did it to us. You have to force him to quick throws. Like that 4th and 15, if it's me, I'm blitzing him. I'm forcing him to throw that ball before a guy can go 15 yards. And they didn't. They played way back. And they rushed 4, and they didn't get any pressure. He had no pressure. The 3rd down and goal, they scored a touchdown. No pressure. They're not getting pressure on a quarterback consistently.
Yeah, and the thing about Jalen Mills, I mean, it's so easy to say, just like, yeah, put him in the slot and put Sidney Jones outside, but it just doesn't work like that. And I don't know what the Eagles are going to do because I would put Sidney Jones outside right now. If Jalen Mills is getting beat like this, but like this consistently, because this isn't the Jalen Mills I'm accustomed to, but the way he's looking right now, it's like you have to do something. But then if you move Sidney Jones outside, then you have a slot problem, as we saw in the overtime and the game-winning touchdown. I mean, Corey Davis, that was as easy as it could get right there on Avonte Maddox. So if you move Sidney Jones outside, then it's like, all right, what do you do in the slot? But if Jalen is getting beat like this, like each and every week, at some point you got
to do something. I mean, look, you got Diggs and Thielen next week. Both guys have the speed to burn him every time. I don't see how you can't make a move. Even if you want to give Rasul Douglas a go, you got to do something because it's just not working. It's just not working. You shouldn't get beat that consistently. Okay, one time a game, fine. But every time they go long, somebody's open. They are wide open. Mariota missed a couple throws. The first play of the game, he went long, and he missed Davis. It would have been a touchdown. It would have been a touchdown. He missed the throw. Every play that they go long, they're open. Every play.
It's funny to say. Marcus Mariota was 30 of 43 for 344 yards and 2 touchdowns, and I didn't think he had a good game. How about that? That's why stats are meaningless. And that just shows how poor the secondary was. And let me tell you something. It wasn't just Jalen Mills. Corey Graham was just awful all game.
Corey Graham was bad.
Just really bad. And Avonte Maddox
can't tackle. This team can't tackle.
Yeah, and then Ronald Darby was getting beat too. He wasn't, he had that great first game, but the last three have been shaky for him.
Yeah.
So it's the entire secondary. Jenkins played well. I'll give him his. In overtime, those two plays were great.
Yeah.
But you're getting an inconsistent pass rush, and the Eagles are getting burned on the backside. That's what's. It's everyone's going to be pissed at the secondary. You should be pissed at the defensive line. They're not getting home as much as they should be.
No, too much time. There's way too much time. And let me tell you, you know how many times they threw like a 3-yard pass, 4-yard pass, and we missed tackles?
Yeah.
We just flat out missed tackles and they get a first down. Way too much. Way flat. This is a bad game, dude. This is one of those games where in the end you just got to throw it out.
That's what we said last week, and then the week before.
That's true. 2 weeks ago we said that, yeah. But
actually, Tampa Bay, we said it already. Now we're saying it again.
Well, what choice do we have?
Oh,
it's tough. I mean, but look, they have to make it. They do have to make some adjustments here. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it that defensive secondary they had to do something with Mills. They had to do something with that defensive line and that offensive line because they're all three of those are not getting it done right now.
It's funny. They're going to come home. They're going to look fine because the defense for whatever reason just doesn't travel. But it's like you were up 17-3.
Yeah.
Okay, you were up 17-3. It goes back to that. It does, and it's like there's a difference between the coaching between this year and last year right now in terms of the in-game adjustments. The in-game adjustments have not been as good. They have not been as crisp. I mean, how many times did you see the Eagles just surge ahead in the second half last year in so many games? And right now it's not happening.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening at all. And I don't really know why. The offense, the fact that we just are getting guys back like Jeffrey and Wentz, and they're just not there yet.
Yeah.
Is it that? I mean, who knows what it is? Hopefully it's that we're just getting healthy, that guys are not fully ready to go and they're just getting back and things will take time and we'll get going. That's what I hope. But, as time goes on, I mean, from the first preseason game, we really haven't looked like ourselves to this point.
Yeah.
We just haven't.
And
I thought Wentz was good. I thought Wentz played as good as he could play, considering the amount of pressure, the amount of hits. I thought he made some great throws, but I thought he took a beating.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we're talking about the offense taking time. Well, look what happened today. Carson Wentz played really well. Alshon Jeffrey's back. He played really well. It goes back to the offensive line. Alshon. What were the stats on Alshon? Let's see. What do you have? He had 8 for 105 and a touchdown. He had the great over the shoulder catch on his first catch. He had the touchdown, just like clamps for hands because he just snatches it out of the air.
Yeah.
So he had a great game. Zach Ertz had a great game, 10 for 112. I think the problem today was, I think that this might be unpopular, but Doug Peterson has to go back and check his play calling and his run pass ratio. He's falling into a pass happy Wentz right now. And I know you talked about, I know they had Clement out and all that stuff. Dude, Wendell Smallwood was averaging 7.8 yards per carry today. And I know we make fun of the Smallwood and how he pecks away, but the last 2 weeks he's played really well.
He has, yeah.
Jay Ajayi had 15 for 70. They ran the ball well in overtime. So you just kept dropping back to pass, dropping back to pass, dropping back to pass. Every single down you're getting pressured. Run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
It sounds simple, but run the fucking ball.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. It's very much like, I guess the other game too is Kansas City game, right? Remember that Kansas
This
City game,
was
here,
the Kansas, this game, the Kansas City game, and the Tampa Bay game. They're all like the same game.
They're all the same thing. Yeah. Oh man, this is frustrating. And we got to talk about Nelson Aguilar.
Oh my God! I hope the 2016 Nelson Aguilar does not come back and come back from the dead.
Oh my God, dude! 3rd and 21, perfect pass through his hands, hits him on the helmet. That bomb early, in the game, I am not sure if that went through his hand, but he dropped so many balls that put the Eagles in like 3rd and longs and prevented us from getting first downs. He was brutal today. He was brutal.
He was. Even that long guy. I'll have to check the tape on it, but that ball might have sailed through his hands on that deep ball.
Yeah.
So you had that, the 3rd and 21. You had a quick slant, I believe, or the ball was a little bit thrown behind him, but he dropped it.
He dropped it.
Three drops.
Yeah, I think he had 4. I think he had another one in overtime. It was like a second. It was like 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9, and it would have been it would have been 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and he drops the ball and forces a 3rd and long.
Oh Jesus! I hope we're not back to this, Nelson.
No.
Did he break up with the girlfriend? What's going on?
It's funny. Shout out to LT Matters because he said it. The first drop Aguilar had, he's like, Aguilar gets down on himself, and this will just snowball with him mentally. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
It's snow, and he gets worse and worse. You got to shake it up. When he drops something, you have to go right back to him and let him forget it, or you have to pull him out of the game and talk to him or something because he was horrible today.
I don't know what his girlfriend's name is, but that smoke show, she's gonna have to be the MVP this week. She needs to get Nelson, get him in the bedroom, hold him in your arms and have him a pep talk and rub his head and do everything in your power to make him not drop the ball.
Everything. Get him ready. Let's get him going. Because that was bad. He was really bad today.
Let him have the deep penetration, and just he needs to get back into it.
Yeah. Aguilar was bad today. It's very frustrating because you can see where there's so many mistakes, and we still could have won this game. That's the crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There were so many mistakes, and they still almost won. That just shows why they have potential to be champions again.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, like we talked a little bit about this pre-video, but there was 3rd and 6, 3rd and goal, but I think it was like 3rd and maybe 3rd. I can't remember. In overtime, we had to kick a field goal, but we had 2 timeouts, and we rushed the play. I thought we should have called a timeout play and then go for it. There was no need to go try to hurry up and then snap the ball. Because I think he wound up just throwing it out of the back of the end zone because Jordan Matthews really wasn't open.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a mistake on Doug's part. I think he should have used a timeout, got the right call, and then gone and scored a touchdown and be done with it.
Speaking of Jordan Matthews, thank God for Malcolm Butler. It's funny that the Patriots fans talking about how if he would have played in the Super Bowl, the Patriots would have won. I'll tell you what, if he played in the Super Bowl, the Eagles would have won by 20. Okay?
By 20, easy.
Oh my God, Jordan Matthews, just let him walk home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Butler is nothing.
Oh my! He came in. I think he was allowing. It was 238 yards to passes headed his way, and he just gave up the easiest 56-yard touchdown ever. I mean, goddamn, Philly 500. You could have went out and ran that.
It only took Matthews 30 seconds to run to the end zone. But hey, it was great. Take it,
Absolutely. So it was nice to get him on the board, I guess. So there you go. He did have a drop though too.
He did.
Bad drop. He did. So we talked Jeffrey. Zach Ertz was great too. I think I don't know how much needs to be fixed. I mean, it may not be as bad as it looks. it goes. I think it's the O line needs to be better, but they need to rely on the O line and the run blocking too. Like that's where they're at their best. And you only run the ball 22 times. 22 times and 50 passes. How are you going to open up play action if you're not running the ball? Like you were saying, man. I mean, they're running play action, and Carson doesn't even have a second to scan the field. Well, why do you think that is? Because you're not running the football.
Right, exactly. No, I agree with you. They need more balance. Look, these are all things that they can fix and clean up. I think, the offensive line and defensive line do concern me, and Jalen Mills. Those are my three big fears right now. They got to get those things shored up and fixed quickly.
And if the defensive line isn't bringing it, Jalen Mills is going to keep getting torched.
Yeah, and if they're not bringing it, you need to start blitzing more. But you gotta get pressure on the quarterback. It's not going to get our schedule is not getting any easier. This is 4 weeks now where we haven't looked right. We gotta get things going now. Now's the time to start that ascend.
Yeah.
This game against Minnesota is huge, dude. It's huge.
Because here's the philosophy with Jalen Mills, right? So if you have the great defensive line, obviously you can get home, and if the defensive line is bringing consistent pressure, obviously you're going to see a lot of teams go to the quick passes, the hitches, and stuff. And Mills' objective, as long as he keeps plays in front of him and makes tackles, that's what Jim Schwartz is looking for. But right now, since the pressure is not getting home, it's allowing offenses more time and a bigger, like they're dropping back 5-step drops. We're not seeing quick passing game right now. We're seeing everything. I mean, the deep drops. We're talking deep drops now. Yeah. And they're getting beat. So you take deep drops and you're allowing Corey Davis to run these go routes or out and ups or whatever on Jalen Mills. You're letting it happen because the defensive line isn't getting off.
Yeah. What's so frustrating too is that when Mills gets beat, he's still playing 10 yards off the ball, off the receiver. He's not up there in press coverage. He's 10 yards back.
Yeah, and that's Jim Schwartz. That's what he does. That's his philosophy, and it's not going to change. It's just the way it's going to be.
No, but if you're going to do that, then put Sidney Jones on the outside. He's a little faster. Let him. It's time.
Yeah, I don't know what you do about the slot, but I guess you just figure it out.
I don't know. Maybe you put give Russell Douglas a chance at safety, or and put Malcolm, let him play more slot because Jenkins can play in the slot. I don't know what to do, but you got to do something because I think almost every series, Tennessee took at least one shot deep. Almost every series, and a lot of times the guys were open. And he overthrew him, or he missed it, or they dropped it. I mean, it killed us.
Yeah, and that's why I said Marcus Mariota threw for 344, but he didn't have a good game.
He could have 6 touchdown passes.
Yeah, even in overtime. I mean, he finally threw the touchdown to Corey Davis, but he missed 2 passes before that. That could have been touchdowns. It's like you had 3 chances, and finally, you got it on the 3rd try. My God. You're lucky you had 3 chances. This was the goddamn boardwalk, and you had 3 chances to win your prize.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I agree. It goes back to that 4th and 15, though, man. Jeez.
4th and 15 was that when they got that, you knew they were.
Oh my God! And the defense that Jim Schwartz played, he had 6. I forget what it was. It was 6 or 7 guys just back there. The philosophy of that is don't let people get behind you, but Corey Graham let somebody get behind him.
I know. Like I said, on that down, that's where I'm old school Blake Ryan philosophy. You blitz on 4th and 15. You force them to throw the ball before the guys can get to the marker, and then that's it. That's the ball game. I would have liked to see a blitz there. I'm just being honest. It was weak. That was weak coverage, soft coverage, dude. Just unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a lot too with with the defense and how it's clutch and how they haven't allowed a go-ahead score. Well, they allowed one today. They 4th and 15. You allowed 3 4th downs. Gave up the touchdown. Corey Davis.
Yeah,
it happened today, and
it did.
It happened. Defense finally got beat.
They got beat, and hopefully, hopefully it sticks and it bothers them and they bounce back. Now, I will say this: it's not the end of the season. It doesn't mean that it's over. I know some people are frustrated. Last year we were 3-1. We're 2-2 now at this time. It's not fun, but at least we lost to an AFC team out of conference game. We can survive this, but we gotta fix these mistakes. I'm not like I said, the loss isn't the big thing. It's the mistakes, and it's the same things going on every week that don't seem to be getting fixed that is bothering me. And that's what we gotta fix, and we gotta do it quickly.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I mean, that comes back to the coaching. That comes back to Doug and Jim Schwartz to make the adjustments defensively, and even for the defense too. I mean, if that D line ain't getting there consistently, that's on you, Jim, to bring the heat too. You have to make the adjustments. You have to do it. And Doug, it's run the football more. It's simple as that. You got pass happy today, bit him in the ass, and there you go. So I don't think they're far away, but like what's happening was what my fear was a couple weeks ago. It's my fear was going like 5-3 or 4-4 heading into the bye, and then now you're going to be like a 3 seed in the playoffs. So you're going to have to go on the road, and the defense on the road just doesn't travel.
Well, there's time. I mean, there's time.
There's a lot of time. Oh yeah, absolutely. And if they get the 2 seed, I'm okay with the 2 seed, because if they play like the Rams in the NFC Championship, it's basically a neutral field. So if it's like that, that's fine with me. But they need to get the 2 seed, and is 11-5 going to get you a 2 seed? I don't know right now. But
you need to go.
Can they get to 12-4? I don't know.
I think that this game against Minnesota is going to be it's going to be a big game, and it's going to show us a lot about this team. I think coming off a loss, they got to win that game. You got to beat Minnesota. So hopefully it'll start there, and we'll see. Now one thing I want to say, I want to ask you. The reports today, more reports that the Eagles are interested in Le'Veon Bell. They are one of 3 teams interested. If they were to add a Le'Veon Bell to this offense, it may take this offense to another level. Would you go out and get Le'Veon Bell for 1 year as a 1-year rental? Because they probably couldn't afford him long term. Would Adrian, would you do it?
If the price is right, baby. If it's like I said in my video, if like the thing about Howie Roseman, he steals players. He doesn't overpay for them. So like the Earl Thomas talks, I don't think it's as realistic as the Le'Veon Bell talks, because it seems like Seattle, they want a lot, and I don't know how that's going to be. And Howie Roseman, I mean, he's just not going to overpay for him. But with Le'Veon Bell, as each week passes, his stock continues to go down. That draft pick's going to go down. And by the trade deadline, I mean, who knows what you might have to give up. It might not have to be a lot. So if you bring like a Le'Veon Bell in here, and I get the arguments from people like, well, they're already loaded at running back. Well, they had good running backs last year, and then they added Jay Ajayi to the fold. I mean, if you have Le'Veon Bell, you get him for 15 carries, and you have him coming out of the backfield catching the football, and you mix that with Jay Ajayi, 10 to 12 carries a game for him. Oh my God! Oh, if you can make it happen, and the way he runs, I mean, the outside zone, the sweeps, the way the offensive line blocks it, and the way that he runs it, and patience, and that's his game. He's a perfect fit for the offense. Now, I just obviously you wouldn't extend him, but
no,
that's my thought right now. I don't know what his price tag is eventually going to be, But I said, like, if it's a third round pick, if it comes down to that, I mean, that's basically nothing at the end of the day with as many picks as Philly has next year.
Yeah, I would do it for a third round pick. I'm in on a third round pick. If it gets to a second round pick, I'm for 1 year, I'm probably not going to do it.
And it would be less than a year or two at that point. Like it's like a half a year.
Yeah, it's a half a year. So second round pick is too much. I would do it for a third round pick because I think it would take this offense to another level. But like you said, you're not signing him long term. It would have to be a 1 year rental, and then he's gone. Will Le'Veon Bell even play if it's a 1 year? I don't know. But if I could do it, I would do it. I think you have to.
And obviously, if you'd bring him in, there's obviously a process that would go through that. Like the Eagles would go through their due diligence to make sure that he'd want to play. It's not like he would just show up here and not play. That's not going to happen. And
you're not.
Yeah, and for his sake, it's like at this point, you're not going to get your big contract at the end of the year because you haven't played. So it's smarter to play. And if you want to get back at your old team, Pittsburgh, for not giving you that contract, there you go. So basically, here's what I see happening. If the teams that are willing to dangle a second round pick, that's what it's going to come down to. Does somebody want to give up a second round pick just to have a right to extend it? Like, is that something that somebody's going to want to do? I don't know. I mean, if you're going to have two teams going at it for the right to extend him, then the Eagles are probably going to be out of the mix. But we'll see.
Yeah, interesting. And every week that goes by he doesn't play, that salary's less and less. So
yeah,
maybe not 15 million. This week it was like 10 or 11 million. Next week it's going to be less and then less. So at some point it's not going to be too much for 1 or half a year for the Eagles to get him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden he becomes like attainable. Now the thing that the Eagles are going to have to do this week, though, they're going to have to look at somebody at safety.
Yes.
And the other thing I'm looking at, so Avonte Maddox got some snaps as like that extra defensive back, and he had that pick in the first half. I get it, but that was more because of an overthrow, not really because of anything he did well. But he was just there at the right place at the right time. But like to see him get beat the way he did, he just doesn't look ready right now. I think he like I've been saying, like he just seems like a project and a second-year player. So you got to do something at the safety spot. You got to bring somebody in. But you also got to look at the rest of your roster, too, to see what you can do. I mean, they talked about Rasul Douglas being an extra defensive back. Why wasn't he in the game, and why was Avonte Maddox? That didn't make sense to me. So you had that going on. The other thing, you can even try, and I don't know if they would want to do it, but you got DeAndre Hall. Maybe you give him some snaps to see what he can do. You got to try and figure some things out, and it goes back to the D-line. If the D-line's not getting pressure, your secondary is going to get exposed.
Agreed. Yeah, totally agree. I totally agree with you. Right there behind you. That's what it comes down to. What adjustments will they make? It's going to be interesting to see because I don't think they can wait anymore. I think they have to do something now.
Yeah. All right. So So I guess before we kind of close this, what would you say their chances are of trading for Le'Veon Bell? Because I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's like 5%.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 15%. I'll say it's a little higher. I think they are interested in him, but I think that everything has to work out perfect for them. And I think the chances that San Francisco or the Jets and then pay
a lot more likely than the Eagles getting him. The Eagles are the fallout. If everything goes wrong, then maybe the Eagles will take him for half a year for a run. But I would say 15%. I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
the Eagles are one of the three teams interested.
I mean, I'm looking at a perfect team right now, and I think it's Green Bay to go and get that. I mean, that just seems like the perfect situation now.
The only thing with Green Bay is they're not aggressive in these kind of things. They don't do this often where they go and they make this big move. because they can also use Khalil Mack, and they didn't go out and get him. But he would be, he would make Green Bay a scary team.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure they got rid of their GM, right?
I don't remember.
Because they had, yeah. Okay, so for the longest time, they had Ted Thompson as their general manager, and obviously, you talked about the conservatism and stuff like that. I mean, that's what he was known for. He was known for a guy he drafted and he extended players and wasn't really known to hit the free agent market. But now they got a new general manager, so maybe it'll be a little different. I mean, they did just give Aaron Rodgers a big contract, so I don't know how much money they would even have, but that just seems like a team that would be a good spot. Anyway, we're not even talking about the Eagles anymore. Okay, final thoughts of this game.
Very frustrating loss. A game that, to me, when I think of this game, I'm going to always think about the 3-4 fourth down conversions in overtime where you could have won the game, that 4th and 15. Very frustrating. I kind of can't shake that out of my mind more than anything, because you had the game 4th and 15 and you allowed them to get first down. So this is a frustrating game, but it's not the end of the world. It's an AFC loss. It's not going to kill some tiebreakers. And, look, I expect this team to bounce back and give the Vikings the beating of a lifetime. The beating of a lifetime. And that's pretty much my thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's the thing about this game. I think this is kind of a wake-up call that maybe they needed. I mean, the way that I looked at it, I thought that they were going to beat the Titans. I didn't think it was going to look pretty, and then I thought the wake-up call was going to come to Minnesota. That's what I thought. That's basically what I thought was going to happen. Right. But now I've changed. Now there's a little bit more desperation. Yeah. They're coming home, and it's the Vikings. It's the fucking Vikings. They are not coming to Philadelphia. They're not coming in here. They are not getting this victory. It's not happening now. No.
It's not happening. And look, I would much rather lose to the Titans than Vikings. So if you were going to have us beating the Titans and lose the Vikings, I'd much rather have it the other way around. Yeah. Go out, beat the Vikings, fix the mistakes, and then let's get this thing going. And let's get better each week. Because I want that Rams game later on in the season to mean something. I want it to mean home field. I want that team to be out there. So, yeah, got to get things fixed.
And the Vikings look like the Eagles right now. A team that's trying to figure it out defensively, just not really accustomed to looking like that defensively. I mean, they faced them obviously some really, really good offenses. And then the offensive side of the ball, they're still trying to figure it out. You got a new quarterback, you got a new offensive coordinator, you got to get all that worked out and working. So that's what's going on in Minnesota's end. I think it's a tough matchup again for the Eagles secondary going up against Thielen and Diggs. It's not going to be easy, but how can you not respond after this loss? Like how if this team is what I think it is, and if it's as resilient as I think it is, they're going to take this loss and they're just going to take it, use it as a stepping stone moving forward, and that's what they're going to do. I really think this is just going to happen, and maybe everything just gets clicking next week, and they just beat the shit out of the Vikings.
No mercy. I want like 99 to nothing. I want a total beating.
Actually, no mercy. Not 99 isn't enough. I want 100.
No, 100. Cobra Kai their ass is what they got to do. Cobra Kai, no mercy. That's what I want. I want destruction of the Vikings because I hate that team. I hate that team. I hate the fans for all the crap. I mean, I don't hate every fan. Some of the fans are cool, but some of the fans bothered us all season. All season. And I want this game. I want them to destroy the Vikings yet again.
Yes. I like it. I like where your mind's at, Philly. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Especially after this game. I need that, like, dude, I had like 3-4 heart attacks this game. I need a game where we just blow somebody out. You know what I mean? Like,
had a lot of that last year.
Yeah. This week, this game killed me.
Oh man. Well, next week, Minnesota's coming to town. Double moonwalks, not going to be good enough. Triple moonwalks, not going to be good enough. No. Quadruple moonwalks. Quintuple moonwalks.
Quintuple. I can't say it. that many moonwalks.
Yeah. Adrian has a vast vocabulary.
Hey, I'm the dingbat.
All right. That's it for this week. That's it for this show. That's it for this game. Red snorting emojis. I'm pissed. Well, I got it out though. So we had our therapy session. I'm glad all the viewers tuned in for a therapy session.
Thank you,
Everything's
everybody.
gonna be all right. I'm calm now. I can see I'm pale again. I'm not furious. I'm not red. I don't look like that guy anymore. So I'm good now. Yeah. So you got anything else you want to say?
No, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it.
There it is. All right. With that being said, I don't look like Hawaiian Punch anymore. I'm Adrian Fedq. That's Philly 500. We're out. Yeah. Peace.